Just saying, it's a crazy time. You can't afford not to like black people. You don't like black people enough, you could become one yourself. I'm not the only black man with a bunch of mug shots.
Right.
It's them young ones that come.
Yes.
That'll do what you want.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna tell me I'm independent. I pay my bills. Right. I pay the cost to be the boss. You the boss by yourself.
Katt Williams is not holding back. He just snapped on Shannon Sharpe after ESPN kicked him to the curb. And let's be real, he's coming with receipts. Katt straight up clowned Shannon, saying it's hard to feel bad for him now, especially after all that wisdom he used to dish out. After all that tough talk and advice, Shannon still fell for the oldest trap in the game.
ESPN confirming to NBC it's cutting ties with its NFL commentator Shannon Sharpe. The move coming after Sharpe, of course the Hall of Fame tight end, settled a lawsuit accusing him of sexual assault and battery.
In case you missed it, ESPN cut ties with Shannon right after he settled a $50 million lawsuit with Gabriela Zuniga, a young OnlyFans model, who had him tangled up real bad. What's wild is, Katt actually warned him about this exact type of setup, face-to-face. During his interview on Club Shay, he looked Shannon dead in the eye and told him, plain and simple, dealing with certain women, ones with hidden agendas, could land him in serious trouble. Katt even said, I think white women are as great as any other women. But the message was clear, watch your step. And it wasn't just Katt ringing alarm bells. Even Monique jumped in, dropping some hard-hitting dating advice. You better take your old ass and get somebody to love you. She wasn't joking.
Grateful for that, but I just wished, of all things, like I said, hey, they did what they felt they needed to do, and I'm at peace with that. But I just wish, guys, I just wish this thing could have waited until Monday.
Shannon ignored all the warnings and played himself. Now he's out of a job. His name is tied to a scandal, and he had to cough up a fat payout to that model. Instead of moving smart, he let his ego lead, and it cost him everything. ESPN didn't wait around. They cut him off fast. Let's be honest. What big-time network is going to hire a guy whose name is now linked to an ugly SA lawsuit? It's not just messy, it's career-damaging.
I think white women are as great as any other women. But I'm not gonna act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends.
Sources close to the situation say Katt feels zero sympathy. According to one insider, Unc had it all and blew it by being stupid. That's tough. And it turns out, Katt didn't just throw shade for no reason. He already knew Shannon was messing with that OnlyFans model way before the lawsuit even hit. He saw the setup coming like a storm on the horizon. When he warned him, it might have sounded like he was talking about Jonathan Major. But in reality,
I'm grateful I'm not 56 and trying.
Are you trying to say what you trying to say?
I'm looking right at you. I ain't backing down. You better take your old ass and get somebody to love you.
that warning was aimed directly at Shannon. This just proves it. Again, Katt Williams might be a comedian, but when he speaks, it's rarely a lie. He saw this coming clear as day. But Shannon Sharpe didn't want to listen. What's even wilder is that Shannon really thought dropping millions on a settlement with that OnlyFans model would somehow save his job and sweep everything under the rug. He cut that fat check hoping ESPN would look the other way, but nope. Still showed him the door without hesitation. And just when you thought it couldn't get any more twisted, that same model quit OnlyFans just 24 hours after the deal was sealed. Gabriela hit Instagram with her announcement like it was some kind of fairy tale ending. Today, I have decided to retire from OnlyFans. Thank you for the incredible support you've shown me for the past few years. This community has given me a life I could never have imagined.
Didn't want to get with a white woman because I was scared she might have me running down the street like Jonathan Majors.
Come on, Katt.
Not because I didn't like white women. I think white women are as great as any other women. But I'm not gonna act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends. And that's the truth of the matter. So I stayed away from that.
You see Jonathan Majors, what he went through, Marvel dropped him as soon as the conviction came out, and you were telling the
Hey, you saw that black woman come get his charge cut in half? Thank you, Megan Good. God bless you coming to save that slave. If he'd had to be there by himself, he was getting all four. Guilty. She came in there, was just so beautiful, they had to knock half of it off. Bless his heart.
I'll still be active on social media and have several new projects in the works that I can't wait to share. I'm truly excited for this next chapter. Girl didn't just quit, she leveled up, and all thanks to Shannon. He basically funded her retirement. She even said she secured enough for life. That's not just wild, that's legendary. She flipped a headline scandal into generational wealth, all off one man who thought he was playing it smooth at 50 years old. And here's where the heat really turns up. Folks aren't showing Shannon any mercy. Not because he got played, but because he played himself. This is the same guy who once said he wouldn't let his own daughter go over $30,000 for her wedding, yet leaked texts show he was dropping $25,000 per sheet just to mess with that model. The internet went crazy. One person on X said it needed to happen to expose how much of a hypocrite Shannon is. He lost the little respect he had from others. Another user dragged him saying, "Shannon Sharpe has done so many things wrong, but me learning about him being cheap on his daughter's wedding really made me the backlash is real." People can't believe the same man who refused to spoil his own child was out here blowing millions on a woman he barely knew. People are dying. Shannon Sharpe, hard right, no and. Can you blame them? He dropped a crazy bag on a young woman.
Before we get started, obviously, I'm sure everybody's heard the news by now that I will not be returning to ESPN. I found out this information a little earlier in the week, and really the only thing that I really ask is like, guys, could we wait until Monday? My brother's going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I really wanted it to be about him, and I wanted it to be about my family. I know this coming out will overshadow everything that he's worked his entire life for. And unfortunately, it didn't happen that way. And so, as I told him, as I profusely apologized to him earlier today, he said, "Bro, stop apologizing. You don't have to apologize. I'm your big bro. I'm going to love you regardless. We all make mistakes. And he says, "Bro, I love you. So I'm done with this. You're done with it too. Move on." And, I really enjoyed my time at ESPN. It gave me an opportunity to bring my audience that saw me really just grow. They saw me, Lakers in 5, and they saw me say all these analogies that my grandparents gave me, and I was able to bring that to ESPN. So I'm very, very grateful for that. But I just wished, of all things, like I said, hey, they did what they felt they needed to do, and I'm at peace with that. But I just wish, guys, this thing could have waited until Monday, because I hate the fact that I'm overshadowing my brother, the first two brothers in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and this is what the headline's going to be for the next couple of days. So, bro, again, I know you told me this, I don't have to apologize, but I'm going to do it one final time tonight, and I won't apologize again. I'm sorry that I upstaged you in this manner. That was never my intent. You've been my hero. You've been my role model from as long as I can remember. And I apologize, and I thank all my fans for supporting me when I was at ESPN and every place that I've been, be it Club Shay Shay, Nightcap, Undisputed, ESPN. Thank you guys for your support.
Who clearly saw him as nothing but a payday. She ran the play, and he fell for it like a rookie. How could someone so seasoned move that recklessly? And just when you thought the embarrassment couldn't get any deeper, boom, ESPN hit him with the final blow, just days after he settled that multi-million-dollar lawsuit with Gabriella. They officially cut him loose. No grace period, no warning, and get this, ESPN didn't even release an official statement. Nothing. People magazine reached out for a comment, and ESPN curved them. Didn't say a single word about Shannon. That silence was loud. Now Shannon finally broke his silence on July 30th during the Nightcap podcast. He tried to play it cool, saying he was at peace with being dropped by ESPN, but the truth came out. He actually begged them to delay the announcement. Why? Because his older brother, Sterling Sharpe, was just about to be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Shannon admitted that he had to apologize to Sterling because he knew the headlines about his lawsuit and ESPN firing would completely overshadow his brother's big moment. But guess what? ESPN and Disney weren't trying to hear it. They ignored the request and dropped the hammer anyway. No hesitation, no empathy. And here's the part that really stings. Shannon was reportedly in the middle of finalizing a $100 million deal before that lawsuit came crashing down. The deal would have covered his whole media empire Club Shay Shay, Nightcap with Chad Johnson, Club 520 Podcast, The Bubba Dub Show, and Humble Baddies. All of it, he was this close to taking his brand to another level, but instead, it all unraveled in a matter of days. A lawsuit, a massive payout, no job, and a legacy moment for his brother tainted. All because he made one careless move. And now the streets are watching like, what were you thinking, Yunk? Here's the real kicker. On April 18th, just 3 days before Gabriella dropped that bombshell lawsuit, Front Office Sports was reporting that Shannon was about to sign a deal worth over $100 million. He was about to secure a monster-level media bag. And just like that, it's gone. Now that deal's off the table, his spot at ESPN is gone, and his chances of working anywhere under the Disney empire are finished. That includes ESPN, ABC, Hulu, basically every major network that could have put him on prime time. One scandal, and they all dropped him like hot grease. Once you get hit with a scandal this messy, it's nearly impossible to bounce back in those corporate spaces. They want clean faces and clean stories, not controversy and lawsuits. And let's be real, Shannon's shot at becoming a podcast mogul vanished the second he decided to risk it all, messing with a 19-year-old OnlyFans model who played her hand like a pro. This loops right back to what Katt Williams said from the jump. Nobody's feeling bad for Shannon. He had the platform. He had the power. He had every opportunity lined up and still chose chaos. He fumbled everything over bad decisions, and now he's sitting in the wreckage. But now I want to hear from you. Was this downfall all on Shannon? Did ESPN move to fast-cutting ties? And how do you feel about him handing over millions to that model while keeping his own daughter on a tight wedding budget? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss the next drop. Hit that bell, too. I've got way more coming. Catch you on the next one.